Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. How are you, dear friend? In the part 1 of calculus, you have learned about function, domain and range of function, and different kinds and types of functions. So in this video, you are going to sketch graph of some special function. So number 1 is if f(x) equal to x, as we know that it is a polynomial of degree 1. So it is a linear function. So the domain of this function is all real number, and range of this function is also all real number. Even you want to sketch the graph of this function, so we will put some values in f(x). It will give us some result. When we put 0, it will give us 0. When we put 1, it will give us 1, up to so on. When we put -1, it will give us -1. When we put -2, it will give us -2, up to so on. So let's sketch on the xy plane. So when we put 1, it will give us 1. So it is x axis, this is x dash, this is y axis, this is y dash. So when we put 1, it give us 1. When we put 2, it will give us 2. When we put 3, it will give us 3. When we put 4, it will give us 4. And when we put -1, it will give us -1. When we put -2, it will give us -2. When we put -3, it will give us -3. When we put -4, it will give us -4, up to so on. And it will be passes from origin, because when we put 0, it will give us 0. So this is the graph of the function if f(x) equal to 1. In the second one, there is only one difference. The graph is shifted. The graph is shifted toward y-axis 1 unit. When we put 0, it will give us 1. It is shifted. When we put 0, it will give us 0. When we put 1, it will give us 2. When we put 2, it will give us 3, up to so on. So it is also a linear function, but it is shifted to the y-axis 1 unit. This is the graph of if f(x) equal to x plus 1. Now, number third, if f(x) equal to x square, it is a quadratic function, and it is a polynomial of degree 2. As we know that the domain of this function is all real number, and the range will be all positive number, because it is a square function. Because the power of x is 2, it will give us positive number only. So focus on the table. When we put 0, it will give 0. When we put 1, it gives 1. When we put 2, it will give 4. When we put 3, it will give 9. When we put -1, it will give 1, because it is a square function. When we put -2, it will give us 4. When we put 3, it will give us 9. So let's sketch on xy plane. So this is x axis, this is y axis, this is x dash, this is y dash. When we put 0, it gives us 0. So it will passes from the origin. When we put 1, it will give us 1. When we put -1, it will give us 1. When we put 2, it will give us 4. When we put -2, it will give us 4. When we put 3, it will give us 9, up to so on. So this is the graph of quadratic function, and it represents a parabola. It is a function parabola. So this is the graph of function if f(x) equal to x square. The next one is if f(x) equal to -x square. It will be also as number 3, but the only difference, it will be downward. It will be down to the y dash. So when we put 0, it will give us 0. When we put 1, it will give -1. When we put 2, it give -4, because it is a square function, but here is -1. So minus into x square. So it will give us all negative number. So the domain of this function will be all real number, and the range will be all negative number. So it will be downward. When we put 1, it gave -1. When we put 2, it gave -4. When we put -1, it gave -1. When we put -2, it gave -4. So it will be downward. The only difference is that. Number third, it is a cubic function. So the given function is polynomial of degree 2. As we know that, so the domain of this function is all real number, and the range will be all real number, because it will give us positive, negative, as well as. So when we put 0, it gives 0. When we put 1, it gives 1. Put 2, give 8. 3, 29. When we put -1, it give -1. When we put -2, it give -8. When we put -3, it will give -27, because the power is odd number, so it will give us negative, and putting negative number. So let's focus on sketching. So when we put 0, it gives us 0. So it will be passes from origin, because it gave us 0 by putting 0. When we put 1, it will give 1. When we put 2, it will give 8. When we put 3, it will give 27. So the graph of this function is looking at this. When we put -1, it gave us -1. When we put -2, it gave us -8. When we put -3, it will give us -29. So the graph of this function will be at this shape. Number 4 is if f is equal to x cube plus 1, it is also a cubic function. The only one difference, it will be shifted from the origin, because when we put 0, it gave us 1. So it will not passing from the origin. The only one difference is that. So when we put 1, it gave us 2. When we put 2, it gave us 9. When we put 3, it gave us 28. As well as when we put -1, it gave us 0. When we put -2, it will give us -7. When we put -3, it will give us -26. So it will passes from 1. So this is the function. This is the graph of the function if f is equal to x cube plus 1. It's so easy. Number 5. So the next is if f is equal to under root x, it is a square root function. So the domain of this function is all positive number, and the range is also positive number, because we cannot put negative number. It will not give us a negative number. So the domain is all positive number, and the range is also all positive number. If we put x equal to 0, it will give us 0. When we put x equal to 1, it will give us 1. When we put 4, it will give us 2. When we put 9, it will give us 3. When we put 16, it will give us 4. So let's focus on the structure. When we put 0, it will give us 0. When we put 1, it give us 1. When we put 2, when we put 4, it will give us 2. When we put 16, it will give us 4. When we put 9, it will give us 3. So this is the graph of function if f is equal to under root x. Now the graph of f is equal to 1 over x. So the domain of this function is all real number except 0, because when we put x equal to 0, it will give us undefined. So we cannot put 0. So we can put all real number except 0, and the range is also all real number except 0. So when we put 1, it will give us 1. When we put 2, it will give us 0.2. When we put 3, it will give us 0.33. When we put 4, it will give us 0.24 up to so on. It will give us very least value, but not 0, because the range of this function 0 is not included. So it will give us very small value, but not give us 0. Focus on the graph. When we put 0, we cannot put 0. When we put 1, it gave us 1. When we put 2, it gave us 0.5. When we put 3, it will give us 0.33. When we put 4, it will give us 0.25. It will give very small value, but not 0. It will approach to 0, but not give us 0. As well as negative, in the negative direction, it will give us very small value, but not will approach to 0. So this is the graph of the function if f is equal to 1 over x. Now the last function is absolute function, and we can also name it as a piecewise function. So the given function is absolute function. According to definition of absolute function is always give us a positive value. So by definition of absolute function, if f is equal to absolute x, it will give us x mean positive value if x greater or equal to 0, and it will be give minus x if x less than 0. So when we put for x greater or equal to 0, when we put 0, it will give us 0. When 1, it will give 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a linear function, as we know that. And the next term is minus x. So we will put only negative value, because it will give us positive number, because absolute function give us a positive number, not negative number. So when you put -1, it will give 1. When 2 will 2. When -3, it will give us plus 3. When you put -4, it will give us 4. When you put -5, it will give us 5. So look at the graph of the function. And the domain of this function is all real number, and the range is all a positive number, because absolute function gave us a positive number. So when we put 0, it will give us 0, it will pass us from origin. When we put 1, it give 1. When we put 2, it will give us 2. When we put 3, it will give us 3. When we put 4, it will give us 4, up to so on. When we put minus 1, it will give us 1. When we put minus 2, it will give us 2. When we put minus 3, it will give us 3. When we put minus 4, it will give us 4, up to so on. So this is the graph of absolute function. Best of luck. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe my channel for more video. Thanks.